Hey guys, what's up? This is Zimmy and Basis. The next insight I have for you tonight is probably a classic. It was made in the late 90s called Virtuacall 2. I tried looking up for one, I couldn't find it. So it's only 2. So let's dig right in. Okay, so Virtuacall 2 is basically before I get into the storyline, I'm gonna explain it. It's kind of like where you have virtual reality and you pretty much put like a helmet on, and it's like kind of like where you get to have sex with somebody or you get to interact with somebody, like the girl of your dreams, or just chatting with somebody. Pretty much kind of like what they do with Sword Art Online, or how do you say dot hack sign, or stuff like that. So basically virtual reality. So it's supposed to feel real when they have sex, but then when you pretty much get back into the real world, it's pretty much like, damn. So anyways, it revolves around a girl named Emily, who is the girl next door. She has a crush on Hasegawa ever since a long time ago. Which is a fellow resident of her building. Hasegawa has always been there for her as a friend, but he always thinks of her as just a little sister. So when Hasegawa starts confiding his woman troubles to Emily, so she introduces him to something called Virtuacall, which I've already explained. And he becomes more interested in the virtual reality instead of Emily. And so, of course, the dude has sex with one girl, which is one of, like, Emily's friends who is in the hospital, who blatantly out of nowhere barely has any screen time. And then I don't fucking know. And then, of course, there's this one girl that he just absolutely loves, is, like, in this kendo class or whatever, and he just has such a big crush on her, but she thinks that him and Emily are boyfriend and girlfriend, but he just explains that they're just brother and sister. So, to carry on, so the dude ends up having sex with that girl from the kendo class on Virtuacall. But then, in reality, he finally saw that she was in trouble and runs to see if she was okay in the real world. And she was just drunk and shit, and then pretty much has sex with her, and they're going out. Of course, there's this really creepy guy who tries to molest her and Emily both, but they barely don't get anything, so yeah. So after that, the dude has sex with a blonde robot who is, for some reason, an airport pilot. I don't know why the fuck they have a robot in here. That makes no fucking sense. But anyways, so, of course, Emily is going back to her homeland, I think England, which I don't know English people spoke Japanese, but anyways, so she's basically like a princess over there, because all the women basically rule the area. So, when, Emily is so overcome by her emotions that she can't tell Hasegawa that, she likes him. So basically, Emily and that one girl from the kendo class talk. Emily goes and says everything to him, and she says everything to her. He says everything to her, because when she was about to leave at the airport to go back to her homeland, they end up having sex. And then they're going back to the kingdom, and then all women are ruled by men. I mean, no, I'm sorry. All women rule the land, and men are pretty much second. And then, of course, Emily's mom is the queen, so it's pretty interesting. So that's pretty much it, and then happily ever after. Okay, so when I watched the hentai, I watched both episodes, and it kind of made me feel like there was a bunch left unsaid. Like, what happened to the robot lady, you know, like, between him and that guy, her and that guy, I mean, I'm sorry. And what about that chick in the hospital? I mean, seriously, there's like barely any plot of her. Of course, maybe a little bit more on Emily and her homeland, because I'd just like to see like what virtual reality would do for the guy out there. And that really weird, obnoxious guy who's still trying to get with that other girl from the kendo class. And what about that other girl? Since that dude confesses love to her, I knew she accepts, you know, those two going out, but doesn't she feel a little jealous, or doesn't she want to, you know, get him back, etc.? So I kind of felt like it was a little, you know, let down in a way. So yeah, so anyways, alright guys, this is Emmy and Basis. I talked to Angela Ranted about Virtuacall 2, and I hope you all have a good day or night when you're watching this. Thank you very much.